Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got the 2024 X7 xDrive40i. This is in the very nice shade of gray, Skyscraper Grey, a relatively new color across the BMW lineup. Of course, it is also making its way across the BMW lineup, as you can probably tell from other videos, or store inventory at whatever dealer you frequent. So this is the G07 chassis. This is actually a dealer traded vehicle. So we picked this one up from our sister store in Roseville. So BMW Roseville spec this car, and it's be interesting to see how another store specs an inventory car. So there's not a lot you can tell from the front. So that sensor there, that's there whether or not you have the driving assistance professional package or not. This one does not have it. Now for some vehicles you can order the driving assistance plus, which is one sort of step below the pro package, through the Connected Drive store. This one is not showing as available in the Connected Drive store. I thought it might be available if I had my BMW ID logged in there, so I tried that. It's no avail, it's not there. For the X1 it is available, and I think for the iX as well. So you can see we have the parking assistance package. You can see a little camera there in the front part of the grille. This does have the M Sport package, but it does not have the M Sport Professional package, which essentially is the shadow line package of our split headlight design. So without the professional package, your grille is the standard sort of chrome aluminum type thing going on there. Let's move over to the side. So we have style 754M wheels. These are I think the standard sort of 21-inch wheels that are available with the X7. You can also go 22-inch wheels, or if you're feeling brave, the 23-inch wheels. And we can see we have the standard calipers. They look very similar, if not the same, as the M Sport calipers. They're just not painted either blue or in this case black. And I've got a Honda Accord coming by here. So I do have the air suspension down to its lowest setting, so it makes it look like a very nice, fast wagon. And there's our Honda Accord. Thankfully not rolling through our shot anymore. So we have the blacked out roof rails, as well as the sort of hockey stick down there. As well as the shadowline trim around the windows. Then out back we have our X740i badging in chrome. And not a light bar. Doug DeMere would be disappointed. So this, I think, is now blacked out with the M Sport Professional package. Well, that's how it looks standard with the M Sport package. Make our way to the other side. So having Skyscraper Grey out of direct sunlight. So of the grays you can get, this one's pretty nice. You can also get Brooklyn Grey with the M Sport package. But it's a nice sort of change of pace from, say, Arctic Gray or Mineral Gray. I think it's a very elegant looking gray. Basically, really more of a silver. But let's take a look at the inside, go over pricing and options on this X7 that I did not spec. Alright, so opening up, we have our standard black Senza fin. Now again, it's probably a pretty good choice to go with Skyscraper Grey, given the other options. You have Silverstone, which would be a nice sort of complement, very muted look, or Cognac. Now I can't remember, Mocha is the other one. So our Senza fin seats, very nice quilting effect, and perforated as well. You can also get those with the ventilated seats, which one does have. So we've got our controls here for the multi-contour seats. So back rest support, and then our powered crumb catcher, lumbar support, and side bolster support. M badging in the door sill. Alright, so inside we have our standard M Sport steering wheel. And we've got our shift paddles here, iDrive 8 instrument panel, and then we've got our heads-up display. Now, model year 24 X7s will be upgradable to iDrive 8.5, which is basically more of a user experience enhancement. So hope to have one of those on camera relatively soon. And now we've got our Honda Accord rolling by again. I don't know what's going on here. Sometimes this place is used for driver education, going around circles, or maybe it's Indy 500 training. I'm not sure. The trim here is the fine line brown wood trim. And we got our X7 emblem there that lights up. Rest of the center console area here. More trim down here. A drive selector nub, iDrive controller, and air suspension, which is standard on the X7. Now, it does have gesture control, and what you can actually do is assign different things. So you have two assignable things. So basically, over here, so it doesn't light up here or change what I've done. So 505 will be one such gesture you can assign to almost anything. And then the two finger used to be mute on that one, but you can definitely set it to that. So bloop, bloop, will mute, unmute, or wherever you want to assign it to. So I have assigned the 505 gesture to maximum air conditioning. So I go 505, bam, I now have maximum air conditioning. Now what you can do, you can say press and hold anything on here and add to gesture shortcuts, and you can do the assignment here. So that's something you can do really quick getting in the car, so maybe it's been sitting outside for a while. Let me go ahead and turn that back off here, turn off the max AC. But that's something you can do, an easy, quick gesture to get to maximum air conditioning if the car's been sitting out in the sun for an extended period of time. That way you get that going really, really quick. You also do the voice commands, of course. All right, so let's talk about the pricing. So, starting price of the X7 xDrive40i is $81,900. Paint and SensaFin are included. N Sport package for another $2,900. Parking assistance package for $900. Premium package for $1,850. That climate comfort package for $1,600, which includes those ventilated seats. Then we've got unusual, which I would rarely expect, so $850 for the second row captain's chairs. We'll be back there momentarily. So we added the floor mats, all-weather floor mats, as well as the first aid kit. So all told, MSRP for this particular example, $91,360 for a car I did not spec. For a car that I did not spec myself, I would say if I'm going M Sport package, maybe I go M Sport Professional, but either one's I think is a fine choice. And of course, an optional extra there would be the painted M Sport calipers. I believe they're $650 or so. Might or might not do that depending on the build. And I definitely probably would not go with the second row's captain's chair, because there are some things you will have to give up. We'll talk about that when we get to the back row and the trunk. All right, so opening up, we have our second row captain's chairs. We're going to go ahead and hop in here. I'm going to move this back slightly so I can actually get in, and we still have the Honda Accord doing laps. I think their lap time is down a lot this round. I don't know if we're running into traffic on the circuit here, but that's what we're doing here. Indy 500 practice. All right, so knee room and leg room can be pretty decent. You can also push the seat back even further for more knee room and leg room. And here's our view from the back seat with our sunshade open again. The exec package would get you a LED sky lounge as well as glass controls, glass controls are optional. So, headroom, really good. And you have two extra zones back here for the second row passengers for climate control. And you have another USB-C port right there, as well as in the floor. Your cup holders, which I see probably pretty decent size, maybe a little bit on the short size, depending on what sort of drink you got in the back. All right, let's try and get in the third row as well. What you do is you'll pull on this lever right here, fold the seat forward, and then, like magic, it slowly goes up, painfully slow. This is real time. Lets you have access to that third row. All right, let me fold that back down. So here's the view from the third row. You have climate control back here, and then, stupidly, the sunshade is right there. This button right there. Could have sworn it used to be up here, but either way, it's back there for the third row passengers, so you have to rely on the second row passengers to open and close the shade. But I'd say depending on the second row passenger, knee room, legroom can be okay, if not problematic. I'd say headroom decent, but you see we do lose a little bit of side room here, so this sort of comes in over here, so you have a cup holder right here. And then underneath this little flap right here, USB-C charging port. So to get out, flip that lever up and wait painfully for this thing to complete its action, so I could get out of the third row. All right, and fold it back. Seat goes into its position. Make our way to the cargo area. So I can use our kick to open. And then take a look at the cargo area. So with the third row up, this is what you get. And you can use the controls over here. We can actually do max passenger because the second row seat will not fold completely down. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. Oh, max, I should say, do the max luggage button right here. All right, so max luggage pressed. Third row folds down. The second row moves forward a little bit. But that's it. So the compromise you have with getting that second row captain's chair is not only pay a little bit more, I mean, it's not too much in the grand scheme of things, but you will lose the maximum cargo capacity of the X7 because those seats don't fold down. Go back and do max passenger. If I hit the right button, max passenger, so seats fold back up. Then you do have a little bit of control back here to go underneath. Now, I won't do it because all of the floor mats are in the way because it's really heavy. So we'll go ahead and close that, use the button up here. All right, trunk is closed. We'll make our way to the front. The hood popped. And talk about what is underneath said hood or bonnet, depending where you're from. So underneath the bonnet is the B58, sorry for having the fans loud, inline six, 3-liter turbo engine, 375 horsepower, 398 torques. So a big improvement over the 2022 X7 because 2023 was an LCI in a short model year. Well, that's it for a tour around the X7. We'll see you in the next video.